Hey, it's Asania, baby.
Hey, it's Deshaun, baby.
And it's a light bulb moment.
Hell yeah. It's a motivational podcast.
Show is.
Is it?
It is.
Y'all check it out. Check it out. Hey, what's up, y'all? This is the Light-Bulb Moment podcast, and I'm Deshaun. Duran. And we are still broadcasting from different locations via Zoom because of quarantine.
Because of the quarantine. Shit, we're progressing. We still moving forward. I'm appreciative of this scenario. It's made us evolve and adapt.
Right.
It shows our adaptability skills. I'm good. I am Arsenio Taylor because I didn't introduce myself. So
right. Oh, they can kind of see it when you talk, though. It like pops up.
No, it doesn't show up on social media on the screen, I think, though.
Oh, it don't?
I don't
on the YouTube channel, it won't say Arsenio Taylor in your little corner?
I do not believe so, sir.
Okay.
I could be wrong. I didn't look at that part and be real. I didn't pay attention to that much detail.
Oh.
Besides that, I'm getting straight, Deshaun.
Let's talk about revenue streams. Other sources of income and stuff like that. And, it's always good to have more than one. I'll tell you that much.
And this is the perfect time to be contemplating other revenue streams, because if this situation didn't show you, you need to have multiple incomes.
Right.
In this scenario. I think if it wouldn't have been at the magnitude that it is, like a lot of people would have been affected far worse if it was like more of a isolated scenario. Like if it was just a few states, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Versus the whole fucking country.
Right, I can understand that, yeah.
Like, I don't think realtors and shit like that and people like rental companies and shit like that would have been as passive. Because right now, you still got a lot of companies that's like, fuck you, pay me.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we find having one source of income, once that source of income is taken away from something as simple as the whole country shutting down. Oh, my bad, right. The whole world shutting down.
Right.
You know, you find out quick that, your whole shit can change in the blink of an eye. That's kind of like I said, the whole Hurricane Katrina experience for me was my life shifted and I didn't have that source of income, that employment that I had before, and I had to find new employment. So
right. I know even before this, I've always been thinking about other revenue streams in different ways. Without the closest I've gotten to have another revenue stream is having a second job, and that's cool too. But I was looking for something that didn't require me to do physical activity. But I can tell you the difference in having a second job. It just makes, even though you're working more, it does kind of make things easier because you're just not pressed about too much of anything at either job. You're just kind of like, well, I got another job, so I mean, you don't need to
right. But, okay, so what is the formal definition of revenue stream, so we can be clear, so people can understand what the revenue stream is?
A source of income.
Okay, so having multiple sources of income, but for me, when I think of it, I think more of if I'm gonna have multiple streams of income, I don't want it to all be based on a set 9 to 5. So when I think of investing, I think of passive income. Even like, I'm not against motherfuckers with like network marketing. Like, I can't personally do it. It's not my shit. Only because I just don't feel like referring and hollering at motherfuckers and doing referrals. But for the right person, like, that becomes a passive income after a while, where you don't have to do the work. Eventually, the money just comes in on its own. You just collect the fucking check after a while.
Right. I think all of that is revenue stream. At the end of the day, a revenue stream is money coming in, like, period. Mm-hmm. So even if you renting out your room or something, that's a revenue stream. You know what I'm saying?
And that's what I'm looking at. Like, but I would like to focus more on the aspect of like the person, like the passive income, where you don't have to go clock in. Because right now, a passive income would be great. Because if I had invested in something like the network marketing and really invested in it when I was involved in those different opportunities, because I've done it like 4 or 5 times, that money would probably still be circulating. without me having to do anything, lifting a finger or do anything. It would just be income coming in at this point. No different from like for instance, I'm gonna tell you a dope ass job that I wish I knew about in my my late 20s when I first got here. I probably would have been inclined to shave my beard. QT, Quick Trip. Quick Trip, if you young and you want to retire early to pursue other things in life, I know it sounds funny, but invest 10 to 15 years in Quick Trip, my G. You can retire with a 6 to 7 figure income and stocks and everything else in the company. Well, this was pre-COVID. I don't know how this shit is going to be back in COVID. But I've heard a lot of people who work for Quick Trip, and it's hard work while you're there. You're going to bust your ass. But 10 years, when you're young, you don't think about it. That shit go by lickety split.
Interesting. I would need more information on that. You're going to have to sell that way better, okay?
No, look, I'm talking
to work at a gas station.
Okay, so when you go to the gas station, ask the employees at Quick Trip.
Right. Yeah, you're gonna have
a conversation about them, about the benefits and the retirements and the people who retire from Quick Trip. You'd be surprised. It was a woman that I was waiting on at work, and she was a professor. One of the things they study are the different jobs that create the highest income and revenue within a short period of time. Especially like we're having to climb the corporate ladder and climbing through different positions. And one of the places she told me it was like Waffle House corporate.
I can see that.
Waffle House, like there's like them niggas make 6 figures.
Because when you move up in the restaurant, you get into corporate, you start making better money.
True.
That's most places, yeah.
Throwback phone. Well, I swear I love this every time. Say, bro, I gotta tell you, bro, I'm loving the beard. I'm loving the LeVar Burton afro.
LeVar Burton. Who's LeVar Burton? From Sanford and Son? From Reading Rainbow?
Yeah.
Reading Rainbow, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you for that moment. I needed that.
He still looks young.
Huh?
He still looks young.
Yeah, LeVar Burton is ageless.
Yeah.
Once you play a slave, bro, you ageless. Because niggas just always remember you as a slave.
I remember him as Reading Rainbow, but
Okay, now I remember him from Roots.
Right. Yeah.
And then I remember him as Jordy LaForge on Star. Okay, we get off topic. We're back to revenue streams. Okay, so I just want to throw out.
I lost your audio for some reason. You muted yourself by mistake? Did I mute you?
My bad, I had to do that. Somebody was calling me. I haven't figured out how to deactivate my phone for this shit.
Oh,
Hello?
okay, yeah.
Yeah, my bad. Somebody's trying to call me. I don't have Wi-Fi, so I can't turn it on airplane mode and go to Wi-Fi. But long story short, this book spoke on the different income streams where you work for somebody, you work for
book?
Oh, I'm sorry, Rich Dad Poor Dad. You know what? Yeah, that's
what?
I read Rich Dad Poor. Thank you. I've been smoking all day. I've been up since way too early.
Right.
But Rich Dad Poor Dad, and it spoke on the different type of it spoke on the different types of revenue streams. It was you work for somebody, they work for, or you work for yourself, investing in real estate. And that was true for that time and era, but now we have this thing called the internet, and the internet has also created a new form of passive income that you
a whole bunch of new forms of passive income.
Whole new forms of passive income that you don't necessarily have to invest 8 hours a day to create or manufacture or distribute a product on. It can be digital, it can be your own homemade product. And I think this is the new era for small businesses, but real small businesses where you don't necessarily have to have a storefront, a brick and mortar. So I think we're moving back to an era where, well, at least not the older generation, but the younger generation and then the other people who adapt are moving to an era where they can be young entrepreneurs with different multiple revenue streams because it's all done digitally. And I think we've invested, I think the baby boomers in the late 90s, the early 80s babies are still kind of grasping that because of our own views that we had on social media. Now, not saying all of us, because they're the ones who figured it out, saw it, identified it, jumped on it, and are thriving in it. But for the masses of my age demographic, I think this was a concept that was kind of hard to grasp because we didn't know how to just become public when all our shit versus these kids who are coming up in this shit. It's the norm. But now I don't see it as like just entertainment more than I see how they're becoming young millionaires, young six figures. I don't give a fuck if these niggas making 5 figures. If they making $90K a year from sitting on YouTube, vlogging, Instagram, and social media, like, can you really hate that shit? Because they're making their own money and it's their own business.
Right. I think when it comes to the online income world, it's definitely more so the millennials into the people who come behind the millennials. I don't know what y'all call it. Generation Z? Generation Z. I mean, baby boomers aren't really working. They're retired. My parents are baby boomers. They're both 70. You know, and they retired. And they just chilling. Generation X, I would say it's like half and half with Generation X. I know some Generation Xers who are doing multiple streams of income and who are, pursuing a more entrepreneurial life.
Right.
Yeah, so it's kind of half-half. With millennials, it's more people doing it. But the online world has made it more easier, I would say, because before, I guess you had to have I don't know what the hell they was doing before, as far as different revenue streams. I know real estate.
It was straight up. You had a business, you had multiple businesses, you own some property, you own some real estate, and you invested in the stock market. That was your only 4 options. That's why I say this internet thing plus the.
It probably was more. We probably just don't know what it was.
Okay.
But I would say the online world has opened up a lot of different revenue streams.
Oh no, and just business opportunities.
Right.
New business ideas, new ways to move your product. Like again, everything was so hard copy before. Now you got straight up digital products. Mobile apps are digital products. They do not have to come up with a hard copy. Hold on one second. They don't have to come up with anything to.
Right. And a lot of businesses, well, the ones that have survived and lasted are the ones that have evolved as far as the businesses from back in the day to make themselves able to compete in the online world. So, but there are a bunch of different revenue streams that you can kind of tap into, from YouTube to selling a product or service. And then there are also a lot of different places to put that product or service. There are things like Amazon, which will let you sell just about everything. And then depending on what you have, you may have to go to a specific site. Hey, I'm like, who is he looking at over there? Hey, Lexi.
She's trying to act like, I don't know what she's doing.
Hi, I miss you.
Like she can't possibly.
I was like, who is he talking to?
I will.
But yeah. But you know who always had a lot of different revenue streams? For some random reason? Barbers. Ever since I've ever been born, barbers have had 17 jobs or 17 things to sell, whether it was DVDs or incense. But
they were natural born hustlers. They took the barbershop was
entrepreneurs.
But right, because they had products. Because back then the barbershop was pretty much a venue for you. You cut your hair there, but it was a venue. You could sell everything out of this venue. You had your music, you had your niggas come through. That's why they turned barbershops into studios and all this other shit. Because it was tattoo parlors. Because it was pretty much the spot to be. Motherfuckers to be hanging out all day. Why not while you here? Let me just move some other product.
Barbershop was damn near like Black Wall Street. Shit, I'm just saying.
But that just went down. My biggest thing is just bringing awareness to, I don't care if it's digital, I don't care if you do real estate, I don't care if you do any of this stuff. You need to find not just multiple income ways for your income to come in, but some of it where it's passive. For instance, in this situation, I'm gonna be real with you. I'm watching people like Erykah Badu and stuff, who's an artist. I never really knew her to have products. But during this, she made a statement watching her thing, and she was like, "This is a tough time for everybody, even people like myself. I'm an entrepreneur." She's like, "I tour for a living. That is my income." Never not thinking about like, okay, if she's not touring, what? I don't know her money, so I ain't counting her money. But what other ways would she have to make money? Maybe, don't get me wrong, she's probably still getting some stuff off of masters, distribution, and all that kind of stuff, and streams. But that's still probably not like making that chunk of. You still there?
Yeah, I'm listening.
Ooh, man, you was dead still. I thought it was frozen. Shit, fuck me up. But not thinking that what does she do if she doesn't go on a tour and you can't make that flip?
With artists like Erykah Badu and people who, in my mind, have a nice bit of money, there's so many different opportunities that have come to them that we probably won't ever know about because we don't know their business. But they have the type of money where they can invest in a lot of different things, you know what I mean, and make money without having to do a lot. But I don't know her. It's hard for me to say it because I don't really know her pockets per se. But I know.
You can only hypothesize on that.
You know what?
That's only we can only hypothesize. We don't really have anything concrete. It's probably.
But what I'm saying is, I'm not worried about her or anybody like that because not only do they have they had businesses brought to them, they have they still got their platform, so they still can make money. So it's still things they can do. So,
true. But even with them having that platform,
most artists are entrepreneurs, and naturally because they tour, they got their CDs. That's just their music. Every single artist got merch. So that's at least 3 forms of income, at least. I don't know. It's some other shit I'm not naming, but But
we saying that, but still, we don't know how much it's bringing in. We don't know how this affected the moving of the merch. Like, think about it. Some of the merch, if you can't get your merch from China, because China was shut the fuck down, then you ain't got no merch unless you're making that shit in-house.
Right, but I'm still not worried about them because...
No, I know what you're saying, but they've had to adapt. I'm saying this in the case of, even on a grand scale, everybody has had to adapt and adjust, figure out new hustles. And I'm looking at having multiple hustles, but also figuring out the hustles that's gonna have money coming in. Because you can't even rely on the stock market as a hustle or like revenue coming in. Like, how you eating in the situation? Only niggas who just got product and got what people like, niggas, let's be real. Grocery stores, liquor stores, gas stations, and small restaurants like food trucks and shit like that are probably popping. I'm loving this phone scenario. That's so crazy.
Yeah.
They just called back.
But the whole world has had to adjust to,
That's my whole point.
Yeah.
So figuring out how to hustle in these crazy times, figuring out different products that will, even in the craziest times, people still need that, paying attention to that kind of stuff, having access to that, creating that, like you said, that platform or those connections where you can do that in these scenarios. Like, not just relying on your one business to be your one form of income. I think that's what a large percentage of this country is learning right now. And if we really pay attention, we should pay attention to the younger generation because they're really doing that. We're not multitasking, but we're watching them juggle multiple things. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So,
right.
It is what it is. How long have we been going?
I don't know. I can't see the time on here, but we said everything we need to say. I'll tell you that much.
That's cool. Give me the cosmos, baby.
The cosmos.
Give me the cosmos, baby.
But Pluto is in retrograde from April 25th to October 5th.
Fucking retrograde.
It's always a retrograde. Like, all of a sudden, I'm going to stay in retrograde. But anyway, Pluto is the planet of rebirth and transformation. Since Pluto is in Capricorn, this planet has been breaking down the old structures of today's society. That makes sense. So some things that y'all should do, or we all should do, is analyze the structure in your life to see how you can step it up, step up to the plate.
Fucking Andes on my addiction. I forgot y'all can see me eating.
What are those?
Shit. Andes chocolate mints. I love this shit. And I got the munchies, so I had to kill. I'm probably smacking. Go ahead. I'm listening.
Should we work on overcoming bad habits to rebuild new methods?
Oh shit.
And your shadow work, severing ties from generational curses.
Ooh, I think I just had that conversation today with somebody.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Ooh, that was on time.
Yeah, it was. It was
Fine.
on point. It was on
Oh
point.
shit, that just gave me chills.
Bumps. Yeah.
Have you been meditating also? Have you been continuing that?
Mhm.
How's that been going?
It's going good. It's getting better.
Have you been
That
timing
book
it?
that I read really helped me on meditating.
What was the name of the book?
Becoming Supernatural, the one we were talking about in the text message.
Nah, I know, but I was just saying it so they can know what the name of the book was.
Right. So that's a really good
Did you finish it?
book. Mhm.
How long was it?
It's pretty long, but I took my time with it. It's like 14 hours.
It was an audiobook,
Yeah, you can get regular book too though.
but you had the audiobook.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So what did you learn? I'm just curious.
I learned a lot about meditation, and it gave like 7 different techniques on how to meditate.
Did you write down the 7 different techniques?
I didn't write them down, but
I'm gonna look up the book. I want to see these 7 different techniques. We're about to do meditation moment in a minute.
and it actually comes with like a
I got
like
it.
a
Meditation.
workbook. Yeah, like it has a little workbook with it, and it has little things that it's showing you how to do. It's a lot of information. So like I'm gonna have to like even now when I be trying to meditate, like I go back to it to like pick stuff up.
Right.
Yeah.
That is beautiful. Look how far you've come, my friend. I remember you like, ooh, meditation. I do it.
I never felt that way about meditation.
I know. I'm just trolling you. You ain't got to get all defensive. Shit.
But
But I'm just looking at your growth, and I see it. And I told you, I'm acknowledging it. I appreciate you, sir. I appreciate your time. I
make
appreciate
sure y'all work on your forms of income, and it could be something that's bringing you $1,000 a month to something that's bringing you an extra $7,000 a month. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Imagine if you had 5 different things bringing you home, bringing in $500 a week.
Right. So
1.5 G's a week.
oh, and remember people used to sell dinners? Motherfuckers used to be selling dinners out their car. But we can talk about that's like another podcast, hood revenue streams that we grew up on that everybody was doing. Yeah, that would be hilarious. But,
Let's make that part 2. That's part 2. To be continued, motherfuckers.
Right.
We need to map this out. To be continued. Hood revenue streams. Just showing you just made me put my face in the camera on that bitch. I'm over here saging and shit.
But peace out, everybody.
Deuces. Oh, yo, check us out on IG, Facebook, YouTube. Subscribe, follow, share. Please comment, share, follow, subscribe. No, please do it. Fuck. You got to.
Peace out.
Yo.